prosecutor and Fonny, yeah, trying to act like Fonny did something wrong. Fonny was a boss. Fonny handled their business. And what else is happening? It's something else good. Recall language has been turned in for Quincy Murphy. To my understanding, then it's been turned in for the second year too. I have they just turned in what did they say about the second one? About the sign and stuff and so we'll see how that go. I guess they're gonna check that out. But she just came out of the paper the other day. Right. Yeah, right. That's what took so long. They had to see if they could. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure it's gonna be. But anyway, the language is turned in for Quincy, so we're gonna see how. They said it sounds terrible. Hey, fam. Hey, Renee. Hey, Jazzy.
Something like that. Tiffany Henyard, Dalton, Illinois mayor. She done been showing out. They say she sends the police to shake people down. One guy filed a report. He has a trucking company, and he gave her $3,500 for her nonprofit or her election or something. So on the next go around, the next year, the next time, or whatever she got going on nonprofit, she wanted another 35, and I guess he couldn't do it. And he told her no, and she shut his trucking business down.
Allegedly, she had somebody's house shot up.
Yeah, they say she hood to death.
Yeah, allegedly.
Oh, she sends the police.
Yeah, she sending the folks after you, man.
I said, yeah, that's what they saying now.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there, man. They had like a couple $1 million surplus, just like us, and now
just
they
disappear. All the money just
gone.
$7
million deficit. Yeah. Oh, so that should have sound better. Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah. Tiffany's a gangster over there in Dalton. Tiffany said, "Let me tell you something. I'll take all the money, have y'all knocked in y'all head, and ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it." She 40 years old. This what kills me about young people. Do y'all think y'all the first people that came up with stealing and lying and cheating?
No, but I do think what they're gonna do is blame all this stuff on they was talking about the diversity, equity, and inclusion, and I do think that they're gonna try to blame all of this stuff on, well, we gave y'all black folks a chance, and look what y'all did with it.
Well, they taught us. They taught just like what's going around here. Now, when they start letting black people steal government money and just letting you just steal, when they start doing that, go on with that. Go on. It's all a setup because they know that a few of us gonna go rogue and gonna go because we always think we special. We get a little title. We sit in the room with 3 or 4 folks, and we always think that means we can lie, cheat, steal, and do whatever we want to do, and we included. And next thing you know, you in jail like them people with that insurrection on January 6th. Now they praying Donald Trump get back in office so he can pardon them. But until then, where they at? Jail. And he out here living his best life, still lying, still cheating, still getting campaign money, spending it on himself.
They said his not Cash App. What's it called? What's the other one?
Zelle.
Not Zelle. What's the other one?
Cash App,
not
Zelle.
Cash App. It's like when people can donate. I can't remember the name.
GoFundMe.
They said his GoFundMe going crazy.
Like trillions.
They said his GoFundMe going crazy.
Yeah, they are. People, we're gonna keep them out of our country. They're trying to take over there. This ain't your country, fool. That's the first problem. It was other people here when you showed up and massacred them and murdered them and raped them and took their stuff. This is not your country, okay? Basically, I'm hearing that it was Black people here first, and we know the Indians were definitely here, no question. So please understand this is not your country. Please understand that you're stealing, killing, robbing, and doing demonic work to oppress other people and exalt yourself if this is your form of thinking. And usually people who think like that, uh they usually not that smart. And that's why we probably falling behind in science and technology. Other countries is moving ahead while you sitting up here.
Last I checked, we were number 11 in science, like number 12 or 13 in math. Or it might be vice versa, but
Just sliding on
we were
down.
nowhere in the top 10 and weren't, it's all like I think 5 of the top 10 or 7 of the top 10 was like Asian countries.
See what I mean? See, and while you around here figuring out how you can human traffic some
What's up,
kids and trying to figure out how you can lie, steal, and cheat from the community, these other countries is coming up with cures for diseases. Like over in Dubai, they over there living their best life. Africa making a comeback. People leaving the United States go back. Folks tired of your propaganda. Who's gonna do the real work? Because we live in a country where other people do the work and you just slap your name on it. This needs to be called slap your name on somebody else's work of America. That's what it is. Slap your name on somebody else's work of America. Okay? Because that's what they do. Steal other people's work. So if it wasn't no other people here, whose idea and whose work would these type of thinkers have? Whose work would you steal? Because you're thinking about oppressing other people all the time and stealing somebody overtime and lying on people and touching kids and all this unscrupulous stuff. These type of people that think like this and want to be dictators, who will do the real work?
I don't necessarily they thinking about that. I just think they think I'm gonna get mine, and they're not necessarily thinking about it's not necessarily a thought about what happened to the people.
Yeah, until your kids get sick, and now yours finna die like everybody else's. Now you want to talk about it. And I saw, y'all know I'm always doing a little research. I saw some research in Mississippi. They named a little town in Mississippi and in North Carolina where back in the day they were castrating one of the first black leaders. And I got her name logged in here and I need to pull it up. But anyway, the way she became one of a civil rights leader down in the town she lived in, the first black female, is because
the women.
They was castrating women.
Yeah,
you go to the hospital for a stomach ache and they castrating you.
Yeah,
is it anything these roguish, demonic folks won't do to black folks and act like it's all in our mind? This is ridiculous. But I'm going to tell you who's suffering from this. Florida. The bigotry is running them in the ground. Okay? Santis or DeSantis, I get those mixed up. I think DeSantis is their
DeSantis is the
governor.
It was running
and let me tell you something. Yeah, he was in the presidential race, but he done made everybody mad. Now the tourism then dropped, and they about to go into foreclosure around there. And
he been made everybody mad with the racial stuff. Then he did that.
Well, with Disney. Well, after he pissed Disney World off, and then he then shut down the touring industry, and that's basically how they live. That's the income. That's good. Good. More power to his people then. Keep listening to him and starve to death. They're gonna be ready to talk then to everybody. Oh, we see. And then this is my thing. When these type of folks do this kind of mess and they fall in these slumps, I say leave them there. So the rest of us that are free thinkers, decent white folk, decent other folk who know how to live amongst each other. And if you don't want to live with them, then we know how to live together, but live separate. But just live and let live. We need them type of people because all this old propaganda and Flint, this dog eat dog politics where you do anything for $1, we're getting nowhere with this. Our water's still bad. We didn't get our ARPA funds. We don't even know where the boundaries is in the city to recall nobody. First of all, they still ain't
get the water funds.
We didn't get the water funds. Then we went through a housing crisis. Don't forget when Dane Wallen was in there, we had that ice storm and he didn't have sense enough to deem it a emergency so that we can get help from FEMA.
Yeah.
Okay, so look, we just going through, and our government is failing us. But that's because you keep voting for these Democrats that's being supported by Republicans. If a Republican supporting a Democrat, it's because they a terrible Democrat. Let me help some of y'all voters, okay? If the Republicans are supporting a Democrat, that is because they know he suck and he not gonna do nothing for you.
We got one, exception. Trevor.
Oh, but he is a Republican. He ain't no Democrat, is he?
No, but he support.
But he's a
some of
Republican,
us.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he ain't. I'm talking about big wig Republican endorsing, giving
my
you
bad.
money. That's what
Okay.
I'm talking about. Pushing Michael Clack's agenda, not
no,
just
that ain't
saying,
happening.
not
Yeah.
just saying I like Michael Clack as a person, but Michael Clack, I got $30,000 for you. Don't worry about your policies. I got that
ain't
for
no
you.
Democrat said that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So when you get Republicans giving up money and pushing for a Democrat, it's because he sucked. They're not gonna put nobody that's worthy to compete against them. Goofies. I mean, okay, I got wrapped up. But this just don't make no sense. They 501c3s. How much setting up are we going to fall for? So I'm asking everybody, look at the work people have done. Okay, look at we 10 years into a water crisis. Now the lawyers that worked on the water crisis, they got their millions and then spent them, and some of them circling back with their little partners and they 501c3s and friends of 501c3, and they figuring out how to rape us 2 and 3 times. So hey,
I ain't think about this, and I don't, I don't talk a whole lot. I think a lot.
They the same, and she said they the same team. There's something going on.
But I think it had.
What do I think about the Michigan governor? Go ahead.
It had to been Winter said something about earlier, like they don't trust us. No, was it Trevor that called in and said something about they don't trust us with spending our money, or somebody called in and said something about, but we elected the people to spend the money, and then they go off and.
Well, let's say this.
We elected that we trusted them.
Because our last election was questionable.
You're right, but they still ran for a position and took a position.
Well, everybody that took the position ain't there to do the job.
So they could have just gave us the money.
Like I said, the city council, half of them is in there to steal. That's why half of them don't care if they don't get no second election, because they came to steal for the first election. They ain't trying to come back. They trying to get rich the first time. Okay, this has been a community conversation, and we're about to wrap up. I don't know how the phone is going to work on a community conversation on today. Guys, the number is 810-893-0107. Call in at, if you like, 5:30, and we'll be taking calls at that time. But we're in a mess, and we're going to have to, and I just want to say, it's been a community conversation. This is another Good Friday. Tune in next week, Friday at 5 o'clock on 1420. We love you. Love somebody. Be kind. Look out for yourself. Stand for what's right. Let your voice be heard. Don't just give your vote away. And don't expect people to support you and all of that, and do what you want them to do for you. If you won't stand up for yourself, if somebody says they're going to be a dictator, don't say no, they're not. Yes, they are. Stop lying to yourself and then putting yourself in these bad situations and wanting to blame politicians. You have yourself to blame for some of this mess. Okay, vote for yourself every time. So until next Friday, we love you. I love you. Love yourself. Peace. And catch up with us on the Facebook 810 News Media Network, on YouTube as well. Good night, 1420.
You know what, JB? That's the one thing. The one thing was more than one, but it all boils down to voter suppression. But the one thing is that they hope that people keep on saying that my vote don't count.
Yes, and like Sherry Allen said, we got to be more careful. The powers that be know how to play the black people. They do, because they seeing people that look like us that they done already got bought and paid for, and then you think that's your cousin, he gonna do you right, and your cousin, yeah, nope. And your cousin is a whole Judas and looking out for himself and selling out the whole family, and he don't care, And no, I ain't do that, grandmama. And the whole time you cutting grandmama's Social Security and beating grandmama out of her little stamps and messing up her Uber rides, and also you can get an extra $35, and so you can have a steak dinner with some people that don't even really like you. They just go ahead.
This the last bit of the money that's coming in.
Then you hit.
It's through. So I'm what Carol said. They getting their money now.
Yeah, they getting their money now.
600 the first time.
Because they know what's coming. That's why they put their people in place and have every post covered. Because they know what's been coming down the pipe in Washington. They hear about it long before us, okay? Because they connected. So they already know the money coming. So they put this person in this ward, fly Liddell in from Maryland and put her in. You see what I'm saying? Or whatever. And have every base covered. And they take us to school. Like it's almost like looking at what's my boy? Who my boy Steph Curry play for? The Warriors. It's almost like watching the Warriors play Gundry. Steph Curry play and the Warriors play Gundry Cougars or Wilkerson Elementary or somebody. Okay.
Gundry might win this year.
Who Gundry might win?
Playing Golden State. I'm just playing.
Man, well, I don't know because Carol, that's why we have to school the black people about their yes, and that's another thing. That's why they don't want you to. We was kings and queens, but we so loving and so kind and so trusting. And then it's just so sad. That it's just so sad what's going on. So we have to vote for ourselves.
They used to have Black history in the schools.
Well, they don't want to. Let me tell you something. I hate what they're doing to us, but in a way, I like it. You know why? Because you always got some black person, they ain't gonna do us like that. Everything ain't a black and white issue. And then when they get in their tail drug, they want the NAACP, they want black this, they want the black church, they want black flag, they want their mama to be black, even if she want. Then, so you know,
no, you can leave it right there.
What that say?
No, Dollar Bill. Yeah, wants to know what happens.
In that process, if their district in working with the executive branch during budget development. Okay, Michael Clack.
So as far as I'm not a state rep, but as far as I know, when the federal dollars come from the federal government, the job of a state representative is to advocate for all the issues that they got going on in the place that they represent.
Right.
So if we need dollars for our schools, or we need dollars for our healthcare, we need dollars for this,
right.
It's their job to go down there at the state level and advocate and get money back. The problem is, this is with all levels of government, is that if I'm from Flint and you live in Troy, I still need you to vote for what I need, but you might not need what I need. Right. You know what I mean? So the thing about it is, that's when the whole that's when the whole process starts. That's when the whole you got to get people to work with you. You know what I mean?
Right,
so that's the hard part about it. So, but that's pretty much the same thing on the school board level. Our job is to make the policies and to make sure to set the budget, and that's the same thing at the state level.
Well, you supposed to live in Flint to be on the city council, but here's the problem.
Yeah, you supposed.
You can't get nobody investigated if they don't live in Flint. You heard it. Oh, you can't get nobody investigated, and even if you know for sure, you can't get the law to go pick them up, to enforce nothing, to do nothing. The law it's just lawless. And they want to act like it's the residents' fault. No, it ain't the residents' fault. It's the law fault, because the residents ain't committing crime when the law is busting tail. Okay.
I got a question for you.
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
Had this ever happened with that many votes?
No.
I
ain't never heard of nothing like that in all the days of my life.
But that's almost
unheard of. But see, they playing them boundary line games and just a lot of games.
The city had 500.
Yeah.
The county had 629.
Yeah.
Shouldn't the city and the county shouldn't theirs match up? How the city only had 500, but the county had 629. I'm just trying to. Math, not math.
The math ain't gonna never math. The same way the election took 2 weeks. I ain't never seen it take 2 weeks for no school board election. Is you kidding me? It took about a week or two for them to call the election.
Mine?
Yes. They didn't call it the night or 2 nights. It was about a week or so, a week or two in. We was a long way in, because people was asking me at work, like, you still ain't filed out? I'm like, no. And they like, was that a presidential election? I can't remember. Yeah. Wasn't that a presidential election?
Was it?
Yeah, that's when we voted for this terrible. Was that, did the county clerk?
Yeah, I think it was. It was.
I think it was a presidential election, because I was on the presidential election with Donald Trump. I just knew that Hillary was gonna win. Let me see.
No, it wasn't that far back though. Oh yeah, you was. My bad. Yeah, you was.
We don't know who counted right, but we out of 1,200 and some signatures, only 500 or 600 of them good. That's questionable to
How-
me.
If the county had 629 to the city had 500.
So that's 11. Are
So
you
either
saying
way it goes,
add
it
'em?
still didn't have enough.
No, they still didn't have enough, but I'm saying, hear me out what I'm telling you. The city had 500 something. The county had 629. How did the city and the county
Yeah.
Not have the
many
same amount of votes
That's what I'm saying.
Because they ain't get their lie to get
qualified.
somebody threw an extra sheet away and they ain't have it together. Somebody didn't pay their whole payoff.
But
fee.
see, that's too easy though, because the county clerk already said he got copies. He already said he keep a copy, so they can't.
Well, if they BS and hold it up long enough and let Liddell do enough illegal stuff and illegally throw people out the meanly, then it won't matter. If I got recalled and you still gonna let me sit there and run stuff, it don't matter if I get recalled.
That's the difference.
What?
The city had 574.
Okay.
The county had 629.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't theirs match up?
It
if
should.
It's the same. Shouldn't the city have 629?
Yeah, I mean,
and the county, if the county got 629, the city should have 629. There shouldn't be no 574 to 629.
Yes, yeah.
Why is that? Why is this not matching up?
Yeah.
Yeah, because well, we know that it's been some mess. But like I said, I'm trying to understand how the law ain't gonna jump on their tails. But let you take a pack of annihilators. They had 22 police cars out there. Oh, Lord have mercy. Your mama got to give up her house to get you out of jail by a pack of annihilators. Imagine if he went through them one by one and it just took, what went to say? Him a day and a half to find those discrepancies right there. Right. And then, like I said, the Flint water still, it seemed like, do we need to file another class action lawsuit and sue the city because they stealing all the money? We still don't have our pipes fixed. Instead of giving, it seemed like the mayor, instead of giving all the money to these nonprofits and his home slices and stuff, he'd have took some of that money and finished the water crisis project in. If I was going to take from one pot and put in another, I'm going to try to get your water right. But clearly they're not interested in, these people aren't interested in serving the city of Flint. They're interested in pimping the city of Flint. And that's just what's been going on. Just like the school district, just like the city. And when you come against the powers that be, you like we said, you lose your job, you lose your career, you lose your footing. They try to do you like they done Kanye and them. They try to say you crazy or you're a troublemaker or you're doing this or you're doing that. The propaganda is just outrageous. Anything you want to add to that, Michael Clack?
The problem that I got, as much as I love the city and the people in it, if you throw anything political out, it's gonna be a small percentage of the population that's gonna even like us. We all pretty much know each other. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that's on, on the other side, they pretty much all know each other. But most of the population just out doing their thing and ain't really caring about what's going on, how they getting pimped. They don't even know, have no clue that in a couple of days.
Well, see, and a lot of them think they included too.
Well, they are included and getting put up out of here.
I'm talking about on the pimping, thinking they're gonna be on the receiving end. No, so a lot of them ain't acting like upholding that message because that's their friend and their cousin, and they acting like
how. But here's the thing, and it's just the way I think. I know I ain't for everybody. Everybody don't like Clack, and I don't care.
Right.
That's just I ain't.
Because Clack don't like everybody.
Right. Right.
That's right.
But I love everybody. I just don't like everybody.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, why can't they just halfway do right though? You know what I'm saying? Like if they was halfway doing right, people still wouldn't be paying no attention to it. But us, we would know, like, all right, at least they trying. You know what I'm saying? But to sit there and thumb their nose in our face and just be out there, you know what I'm saying, voting for themselves, which is a conflict of interest. I don't know how they let I don't know. It's got to be somebody from law enforcement that's watching
the attorney general. Like I said,
somebody got to tune in that's got a badge and a gun that's got to be watching. Like, let me turn to see what Flint doing today. Wait a minute, ain't that your thing? How you vote on that?
Man, what? Just like Laura McIntyre voted on her fees against Danielle Green. Ain't nobody picked her up yet. I done called the police. I done called the FBI. I done called the feds. I done called everybody Jesus. And I mean, these folks can just, it's just some people that can steal. Just look at Donald Trump. They can't do business in New York. His kids can't do business for 2 years. So what? They've lived a lavish lifestyle, stealing. So what? They can't do business for 2 years. I take a 2-year penalty. I'm right back at stealing because you ain't gonna do nothing.
No, I just can't steal here. It's
I can
49 other places I can go.
And I'm gonna steal in them 49 other states for 2 years, and then New York, I'm gonna circle back and steal off you again too. And I still got my plugs. Rudy gonna still help me steal. Everybody gonna help me steal, and y'all ain't gonna give me that little slap on the wrist.
So let me add this a question. So let me. This is hypothetical. I ain't no lawyer. I ain't never.
This Michael Cooley says it's legal. Well, the thing about this is, it take time for the legal system to work. You got to file paperwork. Then somebody got to read the paperwork. Then let's be clear. Clearly, they got some kind of connection with the court system. So it ain't nothing to hold it up, apparently. Because when Michael Clack first got on the board, they started the investigation. He been on here almost 2 years. We ain't heard nothing yet. So now, is they really just finna, and this is big bucks walking off. So this, we talking about a recall against a city councilwoman who is obviously plugged into all the dirty because she can get they could take trips off the city for personal use and personal trips and do what and ain't nobody picked them up. I guarantee you, if we did any of that, it'd be on the first day. They be law enforcement, because let me tell you, Laura McIntyre told a lie and said I threatened her. A flat out lie in a full meeting with other people there. And I didn't say that. What she said, I said, now I see why what happened to her happened, and I'm finna leave so I don't lose my cool. She went and said I threatened her. I did not threaten you, but she's a liar. But let me say this. Within about 2 weeks, a police was calling me, wanting to know about this threat that I then allegedly made, blah, blah, blah. Didn't take long for me, but now. What about everybody else? Even look at Mays. Look at Mays. Every little thing Mays do, he be in court. I'm keep saying.
See, that's another thing.
He be immediately in court.
It was was it 2 meetings ago when I was just gonna ask about Attorney Kim. It was 2 meetings ago where he said that you could leave and come back, right, and still be excused, right, and it'll still be a quorum,
right.
But just the other day, I wasn't there, but I heard Councilwoman Burns, and I think I heard Councilwoman Winfrey Carter that was there too, right?
Yeah, and they got checked when they got out their seat.
But no, they was coming in the door, and they was saying hello, that they was greeting everybody, and then Councilwoman Priestley ended the meeting. She adjourned the meeting for lack of quorum.
Bottom line, they do what they want to do when they get ready, and they don't plan on doing no city business.
So my question to you is, if Attorney Kim, because again, I ain't no lawyer, if Attorney Kim interprets the law and the charter one way, and we also happen to find a judge somewhere, somehow, that interprets the law and the charter a different way, and finds everything that the council has done be unlawful or breaking the law.
Can't turn me around. Go ahead.
What happens then?
This is what I heard. Because first of all, Liddell is overstepping her authority, putting Mr. Mays out for 90 days. Okay. The only way you can remove an official is if the governor remove them, or if recall, or if they get in legal trouble, that's great. But them 2 things for sure. So the fact that she can throw him off his post for 90 days, leave the first ward unrepresented, then think she gonna represent us. Ain't nobody voted for you. You won't represent the second ward, so why want you in the first ward?
Huh? It wasn't Kim as a different.
Explain that. So and then if Attorney Kim did say that, when he get that phone call, he gonna change his mind.
Because if I'm not mistaken,
because his law is optional.
If I'm not mistaken, he picked up the charge with Dr. Green, right? And if I'm not mistaken,
yeah, he picked up charges with Dr. Green, and now they had nothing to do with him. He over at the school board tending to their business, but he can't get this city together for nothing. All them laws the city council break. Kim ain't seen none of that, but he got his tail over at the school board. He can see over there though.
But he's also the person who wrote the legal opinion on the ombudswoman
Yep.
and said that
Yep.
you all didn't have the attorney to hire her, right? Or to
The
appoint her,
authority. Yeah.
authority to,
And
to
then no,
appoint
and
her.
then when somebody said sue him and sue him in a civil suit, he came back with another letter while Harris was fighting, and we don't have this, and we have an ordinance, and he was doing, and then gonna try to act like he was crying because he claimed he didn't know Kim had wrote another letter, but you knew all the talking points to stand up about this ordinance, but you didn't know Kim had retracted. Soon somebody said sue, he changed his mind.
That's my point. So that's my point. So that's my point of asking. Again, I ain't no lawyer. I don't know nothing. I'm just looking at things from the 30,000 foot view. How if somebody interprets the law differently, or if somebody says it differently and says, "Oh, you was wrong," because he retracted his thing. So
yeah, he changed his whole mind.
Like because he does have a law license and he does practice legally in the state of Michigan. So his opinion matters, of course. But if it's wrong, and then you got all these people making their decisions based on your opinion, what happens if someone's just say the Fed? I'm just saying, I don't know if the Feds come in and they say they take it to a federal judge and they say, "Hey, wait a minute, why y'all do that?" And they say, "Well, the Attorney Kim said we could do it." What happens then?
So he'd have made a fool out you, dummy. That's what happened. That's what you get for hiring that old fake attorney, old pretending attorney. He doing whatever his paycheck say he need to do. Okay, he don't care nothing about no law. That man,
I'm just asking because I don't know.
Well, evidently nothing, because that's what's happening. We making decisions based off his recommendations, and he recommending whatever works out for them 5 council people and the mayor. I ain't seen him work for the people of the city yet. Okay. Now he getting city money, but that's who he represent. Just like the police, you can't get no police if you got something going on. They
That's
say,
but
thing. They can walk Liddell to and from work every day. And Doug Matthews, now Doug Matthews out here harassing people, lying on people, starting stuff. And supposed to have this, I don't know how you can pretend to be an intellectual and you waste your time with all this nonsense. I've never seen any real intelligent people who ain't even holding a political position show up for all this foolery and be right in the middle of it. What kind of intellectual, sophisticated, educated, social light, or somebody who's in a happy situation in their life, is that how you would spend your time? If I wasn't involved in politics, okay, if I wasn't involved in seeing, because I had no idea how things went until I got involved. Had I not seen this and got involved with politics and held a position, and even then, y'all don't see me down at the city council meetings all the time. I go up here, I show my face and I like to see what's going on. But just that right there is questionable. It's just questionable to me. You've went to Harvard, you done this, you're a social worker. It's little kids out here who need love. It's young men who need mentoring. It's young girls who need parenting classes, need survival skill. I would be using my talent to make a real impact. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to dog walk Councilwoman Tanya Burns, and that's a waste of time because she tough as an old pair of leather chaps.
You can't do that. Anytime somebody ride down the street with their camera on the people that didn't rob somebody's house, you know what I'm saying? They got the merchandise in their hand.
I hope Miss Councilwoman Tanya Burns don't get mad at me. But back in the day,
I hope she don't get mad at me for saying that.
Back in the day, Councilwoman Tanya Burns grew up on Moore Street. Okay, on Moore. So just because but off of Saginaw in between. So just because she talk proper and know how to act and she's a classy lady, don't get it messed up. See, they don't understand these Flint politics. See, they think because we're politicians and we're ladies and we're nice. I'm from Flint. I was born in Gary, Indiana. You're not going to bully me and talk me out of nothing. You're going to have to bring your bring your ASS, okay? And I ain't scared to fight. I ain't scared to get beat up, and I ain't scared to whoop some tail. And it can be whatever you want it to be, okay? The only punking out I'm going to do is when I'm praying to God, okay? That's the only time I'm praying for strength to deal with you. So
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
How do you feel about that? How Doug did get to come down there and attack? Because I'm seeing
that he's attacking black women, like somebody used to do on the school board. This is how I feel about it. I'm gonna tell you what I've discovered, because when I was on the school board, I used to not get no sleep. I used to be so stressed out. I started having heart issues. They gave me nitroglycerin. I was fighting so hard for these kids. I would be a nervous wreck. I would be crying. I would be making phone calls. I used to couldn't sleep, insomnia. Oh, I just was. And then one day it dawned on me: you can't stop a pack of thieves that's getting help from the law and higher politicians from stealing. What you can do is rest at night and expose them when you get the chance. What you can do is be real and continue your fight. What you can do is impact the lives you touch. I can't make folks want to do right. I can't make folks be honest. All I can do is present myself to the people and say, if you want something real, here I am. If you want somebody that ain't money hungry, I ain't selling my soul for a few dollars. That's paper. I don't care what kind of attachment you put to it. My soul, my dignity, my integrity is not for sale. See, that feel good to me.
Mine too.
That's right. See, back in the day, I came up with the hustlers when the crack epidemic was booming. See, I used to get off on those guys that hustled, that had big money, that thought that they can sweet talk me, and so what? I don't care nothing about your money. Because I had a daddy. My daddy used to take me to the mall. Ask my friend Tanya Woods. Mad shouts out to her. Me and her been friends since pre-K. Her mama be at the mall with her. And my father who raised me, Mr. Curtis Osborne. Mad shouts out to him because he raised the crap out of somebody else's child. Better than my own father did. And I ain't knocking my daddy. He was raising somebody else's. But my daddy used to sit on the bench and let me go in the mall and take my stuff to the counter. They ring it up, and then I go on the bench and tell him how much the stuff was. He might come in or he might send me with the money, okay? My dad who raised me was my taxi cab. I ain't have to jog no dude because he had a car. I had a car before I had license. He made the ultimate. That's probably why I'm still single. He messed me up. So when you have young ladies who have had fathers who have loved them and who have shown them what a real man is about, and it's not just about money, because my dad made me cut I wanted the Sadie Hawkins outfit on the last second. I had to cut the backyard, and I ain't lying. He made me wash and iron about 37 pair of pants. I got that outfit, but he taught me how to hustle. So you can't hustle a hustler, because I'm going to be all right. I'm going to figure out how to eat. I'm going to figure out how to, go ahead.
So I was gonna say about, you asked about Mr. Matthews coming up to the thing and trying to drag Councilwoman Burns. When you have the chair of the meeting calling out specific people by name, Rich Jones, Art Woodson, you know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like for saying, having conversations over here, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna say, for me, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna speak for you. I'm gonna assume you, but and it's a whole different setting. But running a school board meeting, I would never think to yell out in the crowd and say, "Hey," you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't single somebody out by their name, their government name. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then just sick the police on them. Like, I don't know.
My first car I bought was a Cadillac too.
My first car was a Cadillac too.
That I bought, but my dad bought me. I had a Camaro. My first car I had was my mama's Camaro.
It's hypocritical though. Mm-hmm. It's a double standard because Art is an opposition, Rich is an opposition. You know what I mean? But when somebody else come up, that's on their side, come up and have a whole story with animated pictures, and you come up and say all this stuff at ethics and accountability meetings and city council meetings, and repeatedly do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a double standard. But and then he get a escort by the police, a different kind of escort than Art and them, and Art and Rich. They get escorted by the police too, but it's a different kind.
Well, the thing is this. Well, that's why you can see the bureaucracy. Like this Doug Matthews getting public officials to walk him around like he's somebody and he's just a regular citizen. It's clear what's going on. The powers that be got him out here acting.
How much do it cost to do that?
Do
they get paid double time to?
I don't know, because see, my thing, and then you got some chicks that's extra messy and all that. You got to read between the lines. You giving way too much juice to me to be a man or whatever you calling yourself to Miss Burns. So see, that tells me if he's fixated on her that hard, somebody sicked him on her. Because what is it that she's doing that got you up at night?
That's not what that tells me.
That you can't sleep. What it tell you?
He just really has a disliking for her. I don't think that somebody just. I don't
I
take him for that type.
I think somebody's telling him. I think somebody's telling him to target her. I do think he's also that type, but I also think that to us, even though he went to Harvard, he's petty. You sitting up here
Again,
arguing with you.
I don't see him being that type to just go on because somebody just sent him. I don't see.
Well, that's why he came for me. Because what he come for me for? He don't know me.
He just don't like
no,
me.
I went to the meeting. I told them they were some thieves. Even if you move the money from the general fund, from the ARPA fund to the general fund or whatever, you're stealing. Because if the government say give it to the residents and you take it and put it in your pocket or your file, you a thief. And that very next meeting, here come Candace Mouchette and Doug Matthews.
Again,
with that
they don't
mess.
like you for saying that.
Well, they for saying that. Yeah, I'm targeted now, though.
But
it's not that they don't like me; they don't like what I stand for. They don't know me.
That's like I mean, I just don't take him for that. I take him as all right. You said something about my friend. You know what I'm saying?
I take him.
I don't see him as somebody sent him.
Oh shit!
I don't.
I might be
wrong.
What you think, Mickey?
Nah, to be honest with you,
I don't
because if he was that type of person that you do something wrong, he get on your tail, he'll be on the whole city council.
Yeah, but
because Candace Michelle, hot pocket tail, Lewis. No, if he was a real citizen, if he just was a real citizen that didn't like when you ain't about the business, he'll have way more people to fixate on than Tanya Burns and Sweet C here.
The reason I gotta agree with Carol on this, I'll give you an example. Because when people was going at Liddell, this still can be your friend. I done seen a couple of Liddell, for instance. LaRosa Patrick cool with Liddell. You ain't see her get in, like,
right.
Not in the beginning. You didn't see her get in and do none of this. Doug specifically came in and attacked Jerry Winfrey Carter and Councilwoman Tanya Burns over some T-shirts.
Anything. It'd be the most minute thing.
So
he'll ride you down, but you got all this big stealing. And he and big Harvard don't see that you got that big Harvard education, and you worried about some T-shirts and these millions of dollars is gallivanting up out the city, and you gonna tell me that somebody ain't planted him in the community? He worried about some T-shirts and all these water poison.
Again, if I was wrong,
you might be right. You might be right.
Again, if I'm wrong, I could, he
fixated on time.
I don't really get off into, you know what I'm saying.
And then as a woman, you got this a woman thing too.
Yeah, see,
and I don't mean no disrespect to him, but men that have women tendencies be worse than women. Okay, them men. Because and I'm not, I'm leaving that alone. I ain't dogging nobody, but I'm just saying it's a certain characteristic that women carry, certain men that have, and when they get on a woman, they be worse than another woman. They will drag you down, they will beat your tail, they will fixate on you. I done seen this before. And now he thought he was gonna fixate on me. Here's the problem now. I'm not gonna go back and forth with nothing like that. I'm gonna say how I feel and I'm gonna be done because I don't, I'm talking about it today because it's relevant to the conversation. But I don't care about you and how you feel about me, boo. You ain't what God got for me. You sure ain't gonna be the one to stop. And nobody else. You might slow it down. But what God got for me is for me. So when you targeting people, that's why I say it's targeted, because the money walking off millions. All this is illegal, being misappropriated, people taking trips. He don't say nothing about that. He ain't concerned about none of that. But you worried about a T-shirt. See, that tell you. Is you that petty with your Harvard degree? Harvard taught you to be that petty and simple.
Again, petty is something different. That, because some, I know I don't like to be,
but
I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong. So, I just don't spend that much. I'll be still talking about that.
I don't think he that petty. I don't think he that petty. I think somebody, that's why I said I think somebody sicked him on her. Because I don't think he that petty.
Let's stop giving him this.
We moving on now. We shot on. Let me see. He much light wasn't on y'all. He thought nobody would know. Little did he know Winter's Hall was going to be.
There you go, Libby.
Yep. Yes, Livy. Yes, he is. And that's why I said See, but yeah, we're gonna move on because he ain't the
Me
only
and
one.
gave him too much time. We only got
Let's
15
move
minutes
on.
left, so
And then who else? We got
really
something
wanna
else
go
to
with that mess.
what else? We got something else we supposed to be talking about. The recall on Quincy Murphy. So what ward is he? The third ward.
Third.
The third ward. So if you in the third ward and you want to sign Quincy Murphy's recall, let me give you Miss Beverly Biggs. Miss Beverly Biggs phone.
Better
You
yet,
got
if
it.
you in the third ward, it's 610-4599, I believe. Miss Beverly Biggs. I believe that's her number. Better yet, if you're in the third ward and you really bought something and you wanna, you think you can replace the councilman, make yourself known, please.
And Miss Beverly Biggs' number is 810-610-4599. Is that what you said?
I believe so.
That's what it is, 4599. So if you're interested in signing the petition for the third ward, get in touch with Miss Beverly Biggs. Or if you would like to help, get in contact with Miss Beverly Biggs. What else we want to say? Oh, and so I was at my tax guy's office. So I'm talking to this gentleman. He was talking about the charter schools versus the public schools and stuff. And so this lady hears me talking to him and she says, who do I get in touch with about blight? And she went on to tell me her story and blah, blah, blah. So I got in touch with Councilwoman Burns and she gave me the blight phone number. And so I called the blight department for this lady and I gave her the phone and she talked to whoever was in blight, a young lady by the name of Kanisha. Kanisha was very nice. Kanisha was very helpful. I hope that we're able to get this lady's issue resolved. But this lady was from the third ward. So I'm hoping that we can get her to sign that recall because she said she had been calling her councilman and he don't never call her back. Oh, she wasn't scared to say it. She's going on. And I've been calling him and calling him. He don't call me back. And I done did this. And so anyway, yeah. So if you want to participate in the recall or you want to sign the recall, please get in touch with Miss Beverly Biggs, 610-4599. That's area code 810.
But see, is it really that bad that the councilwoman in the second ward keeps her seat? Now, don't get mad at me for saying that, but if we projecting that the seventh ward gonna flip, the ninth ward gonna flip, the third ward gonna flip, and was the fourth? I said the ninth, so that's three.
It's 9th, 7th,
9th, 7th,
oh,
and third.
Michael Clack, Michael Clack, they own you.
What
it do, Clack? Somebody they said, what about the Flint teachers might be going on strike? I saw on Channel 12 News today, Michael Clack, Mr. Clack, you might care to respond. Can you respond to that?
No, I can't.
He said no, he can't. He can't speak on it because but I'm gonna speak on. Can I speak? Can I talk? It ain't about Michael Clack. He can't speak on it. He can't speak on it because it's a negotiated issue going on between the district and the teachers union. So he can't get in that. But I'm gonna jump out there because I ain't on the board no more. And here's the deal. The teachers tired of that mess. You gotta have their money. They ain't gonna keep showing up to work and you want to bless everybody else and give a secretary $61,000. And Joyce McNeil, I hope they wear your tail out because anybody try to do some work, her and her little Cheerio crew. Look, Mike been saving you. He been telling me that I can't talk about y'all, but since he can't say nothing, I'm dragging you today. Get her out of there. I don't know what y'all gonna do. She terrible. Okay, she sucked. She about herself, and that's why can't nothing get done. And I want to say to Bruce, that's over the UTF. You was trying to dog me and acting like I wasn't trying to work with you and slant and acting like I said stuff. How you like me now, Bruce? How you like me now, Brucey Bruce? Y'all think I'm wonderful now? Cause
see, she talking about being petty.
Yeah, no, that ain't petty. That's real. How you like me now? Because everybody over there, I fought for everybody that came in contact with a student on a daily basis, a raise, and they still was dragging me. Miss McIntosh did this. Okay, then, okay, you don't need no raise then. Roll with Joyce and Laura. See what they gonna get you then. See what they got their money, they got their new rise. See what them Judas is gonna do for you. They done. They done used you all up now. They don't need you no more. Anyway, I'm hoping that the teachers that fight hard for students and come to work every day and don't get what they deserve, I hope they hang in there. I hope they get this resolved. I hope you don't abandon our students because our children need you. But yeah, I like Michael Clack on that school board. But the rest of them, let's get a GoFundMe page, and you get enough money, you can pay them to do their job, man. Yup, I'm gonna tear their ass up. I ain't gonna play no games with them. Yup, and then they admitted to stealing for this secretary openly. And this board voted them back in, voted for her to be the president. Yeah, that's what you get out of Cracker Jacks. Because how intelligent are you to vote for somebody who admitted to stealing when they were the president and colluding and putting pressure on the superintendent to make him pay their favorite person in the district? And he admitted he told them no, but they put pressure on him, and then the board vote for them to be the president. Mm-hmm. Y'all so smart. I know who y'all work for. Mm-hmm. That's that slate group that's gonna work with the partners, ain't it? We can tell you working with everybody that you ain't supposed to. Look at her. Yeah, I'm gonna tear their ass up. Work with the kids. Work with the community. Okay, work for the people who sent you. What about them? What about them? Work for them. Okay, I'm gonna let that go. That's because Michael Clack parachuted out the room. Yeah,
parachuted.
That's what you get. That's what you get.
All the other parachutes left your ass
and then they dogged Miss Green. They ruined Miss Green's career. Miss Green was trying to get y'all new schools. Miss Green was trying. They ain't like her. Oh, Laura McIntyre, though I was beautifully beaten. No, she wanted Miss Green out the way so she can get her hand deep down in that bag. That's what they wanted me and Miss Green gone so they can lie, cheat, and steal. All right.
Yeah, because I'm over here. I'm finna.
I'm going. You ain't gonna get it. You ain't said nothing. You ain't said nothing. You left the room. You did all you can do. I've been good. You made me be good. I ain't cut loose till today.
The views of that conversation was all Carol.
And the views and comments of that rant was Carol McIntosh. Okay, gloating. You
got it off your chest.
Yeah, because I tried to tell
you. That's your truth.
Spilled my drink on the microphone. I should have killed the whole.
What else, Michael Clack? We got 7 minutes.
That's your truth.
Sitting up there voting for that mess.
That's your truth.
No, you good.
Hey, I'm glad you on here, Justo. Y'all got wave grease, man. My waves ain't waving, man. I can't get the back to get me together, man. Y'all got some wave grease, man.
Yeah, he left me out there. That's all right, Miss Renee. I'm on my
parachutes with me too.
He did. I ain't jumping. I
know you ain't. You going down with this shit.
Put it on autopilot. You shouldn't be stealing. Nah, and I hope they get her tail too. Don't let her make it. I hope they get it. But okay, we go into something else so Michael Clack can jump back in.
I love that. That segment right there, that Carol rap was the bomb.
And the comment section of 810 Flint.
Carol, what they been doing at the school board?
What they been doing? I don't know. But Mickey, if I find out, you gonna be the first to know, and you gonna be the first to know.
Y'all, my underarm sticky to the mug right now. Look, they got me in here. I'm hot.
Look, let them keep lying and stealing.
It's many paws.
Because they done drugged me, y'all. They gave your girl nerves. I had lost so much. Let me tell you something. But when I say I'm back on them, they're talking about me. Oh, she Miss McIntosh, she's so dumb. Okay, then since Miss McIntosh know how to drag them, I'm gonna get all y'all too. You shouldn't. Y'all should let me do my little community service.
Clack phone hopped out his
head. My phone just hopped on the switched the resident voting war. They did switch the resident voting war, so we got to be aware of that because now we used to vote at Gundry, the people that stay by Northwestern, we got to go to Hasselbring now. So they probably up to something.
I mean, well, they had to. Y'all got to be honest with that. They had to do that because Liddell get out, right? That's why they had to go back to the old wars. Because when you finna vote in these elections coming up for November, you're going to be voting in the new war. You're not going back to the old war.
Well, I'm still in my Ward 1. I'm still in the same ward.
But you got some people that got their voter cards that's 6th ward, that's 2nd ward now.
So they messing it all up so can't nobody vote counting, so can't nobody recall counting.
I mean, they said,
where is the feds? They getting some of that water crisis money too. They paying their kids tuition and stuff with your water crisis money and your ARPA funds. That's why they won't do their job. Let me see. Miss Carol, will you investigate the bribes and May suspension if you have enough colleagues to vote with you? Oh, I'll investigate anything. If a complaint comes into the Ethics and Accountability Board, I have a responsibility to investigate. As far as the bribes going on, they've been investigated and proven. It's just a matter of when is the law going to come do their job. May's suspension is absolutely illegal. Liddell is overstepping her boundaries because she's silencing the voice of the first ward and decided that she's going to step in on behalf of Mr. Mays.
I think y'all should have y'all.
And I don't want her. I don't want her
representing.
representing me. So I spoke with a lawyer, and he said that these votes should be reversed if Mays was not involved. Now, if we're going to be able to get a judge to make that happen for us, or attorney to support us in that, that's where our issues come in, because the bottom line is the conspiracy is major, and a lot of stuff folks don't want to see happen.
Because you had me hollering with that ethics accountability when you said, "No, just go ask the mayor who y'all want as the ombudsman. Y'all already meeting with him."
I mean, that's what it's coming down to. I mean, because y'all done voted for the woman twice, but you still won't give her the job. They voted for her because they know that everybody watching and she deserves the job. But then when they get away from the table, they're trying to figure out how to stop the process. And something like how Miss Shasta's information got out. And now another woman's information got out. Well, we weren't having that problem to a certain person got on the Ethics and Accountability Board. Now, I ain't going to say their name, but I know who you are. And the same statement that they made in the Ethics and Accountability Board is the same statement Camden wrote in a recent opinion. So that tells me this person on the Ethics and Accountability Board is possibly working with Kim. Okay? That's why we can't get none done. Indictments on the way from a reliable... Whoop, whoop. I can't wait. And when you get indicted, because Sweet Mama ain't got a penny. That's one person I know ain't in trouble is Big Mama.
What was this?
They said indictments is on the way from a very reliable source. So I did my happy dance. Okay.
We got to see. I want
Look,
to
they talking about some, who calling me Catwoman because I'm squinting. Y'all better raise up off me.
Because I want lawsuits coming too. I want to.
Yeah,
I know some lawsuits coming because of the way this.
I'm gonna have to sue somebody. I'm sitting up here going with all them been drugged and slandered, illegally investigated, lied on. Shit, if I was soft and weak, I'd have been cracked up and crumbled all down. But I'm a soldier, born in Gary, Indiana, and raised in Flint, Michigan, and educated in Jackson, Mississippi. So you know what that means. It's the hard knock life, and I'm all right with it. I'm up for it. I'm up for it. I ain't running from it. Okay, I'm standing for and with my people.
Okay? I want to see it though, because we've been seeing.
I said, listen, that's what I said when I talked to the state police and gave him my testimony, because I did speak to the state police and he took my testimony. I told him, if you ask me, this rises to the level of the RICO Act. This is a conspiracy at its finest. I've never seen embezzlement on this level by a black body.
Let me get this out real quick before we go. No, we gotta go, because I was saying, all right. So look, we got, because I don't know what they're gonna do with Eric, but we just gonna assume that the first ward's still there.
Yes.
That the fifth ward, sixth ward, then we flip seventh ward. We still got eighth ward and ninth ward. You know what I mean? So I don't really care if the second ward gets to stay, because then this is like almost like a super majority. Like, let her stay. Then she get
and let her get her tail drugged. Yeah, let her get some of that abuse that she been dishing out.
Yeah,
I'm with that, Michael Clack. Let her always get her face cracked when she try to sit up there and tell them lies. And do that. Shut her down every time.
She gonna have to deal with Dan Marie. And she gonna have to deal with Tanya and Jerry and Eric
Pfeiffer
and Pfeiffer
and Miss Carissa Harris,
man, because his mama used to babysit me and my sister. We'll be
really?
So, yeah, I was trying to say shout out to him too. So yeah, okay. So he got my full support.
Yes, you know and Miss Carissa Harris is bringing a lawsuit on behalf of the First Ward concerning the issues that have been taking place about how they're doing us with our Eric Mays situation. We don't appreciate it. Thank you, Miss Carenza, because I'm so tired. I can't do it all. I can't fight. But yes, and so hopefully we'll be getting some information about that, because you know we're gonna be pushing for that, Miss Carenza. We're with you and we're gonna support you. We're gonna promote that, and whatever you need us to do, let us know. We on it. No Clack, her ass can crack on the way out.
I'm not even with the suspension.
They finna drag her every night politically. That's what I want. You know,
I'm not even with that.
Waiting on this
too. Don't suspend. Don't do that. Just
he said it himself. Wait till the tables turn.
The rules can switch just like they.
So yeah, suspend her for the duration of her. For the rest of her term, suspend her. Yes, No, suspend her every other meeting.
No, I don't agree
if
with
Clack
the
had
suspended.
said, yeah, that's true. I don't agree with it either because you violating somebody that voted for her. But I do want her to be did some kind of way. I was trying to. Let me see. Have been quiet. I got the perfect bush for her switches. I don't know what that was. I mean, why may say to 112 we finna drag something. Go back, Mickey. You I'm missing them.
No, he
Oh,
ain't
here it
doing
is.
that.
I ain't telling no. That's how
they
the
just
comments
coming.
coming in.
Let her get dragged a few months, then suspend her for the bribes. Yep. She gonna
I say don't suspend nothing.
pay and foe.
Let it be a full council.
I agree with Clack. Leave her and let her go through the exact same thing. I agree with that too. Yeah, let her say the enemy needs to be investigated by the feds. I'm with you, Carol. It's like the RICO law in Flint. Yep. And I don't know. And then we were supposed to elect new
That should be
members.
Now that right
we were
there
supposed to elect new members of the Ethics and Accountability Board. They're just gonna pretend like they didn't know that. And Mr. King talking about he got to talk to lawyers. Mr. King, we don't get to talk to them. I talk to some people. I don't care who you talk to. I want to talk to some people. I don't want to take. I seen them in all these too and act like I ain't
Peace and
seen.
blessings back.
They said peace and blessings, but yes.
Yeah, he said I was just saying peace and blessings back.
Oh man. Well, we already supposed to be off the air.
Yes.
Somebody done called the number.
I'm still on the air, ma'am. I have to call you back. Okay, bye-bye. What would we say? Hi, family, Miss Carol. Hi, Miss Avis. Let me see. Clack, they laughing at you. Judy need to be held accountable because she is the mastermind of it all. Judy gonna get hers too eventually. Phew, I hope King didn't speak to the lawyers, Kim. To the lawyer Kim. That's probably who he talking about. He got to speak to. He always got to do some stuff on the side. And then they had a meeting up here at the McCree. Him, Biggie, Puffy, and Lil Kim had an illegal meeting up at the McCree. Then he come back talking about what they voted on. And then when we vote, you see when we vote on stuff at the table, they don't make it happen. They come back. Well, we filed that. They go talk to Kim. We filed.
Wait a minute. If they was going to people's houses that signed it, how they get 500 some odd signatures thrown out if they was?
That's what I'm saying, man. Look,
because it might have been mixed in. I mean, they didn't tell us, but it could have been.
Yeah,
like
I understand
the
that.
New, it could have been the new war.
I know when I went and got a list.
Free.
She gave me 2 papers, and it was the new district. It was the new thing.
Whoop whoop. I'm late, but I gotta hear it from ATN. LOL. Is it true? Liddell recall failed. Yep, they said it did. I see it posted in live 37 minutes ago. Yeah, and the county got one count, and the city got another count. So ain't no telling. BS, and lies. And we had 1,200 votes. And greetings from Miami. Yes, thank you, honey, because I try to keep it real and I try to tell the truth. Yes, all the way from Miami. Hey, Sofa King. Sofa King, great. I think that's what that is. Laquita Porter says BS. What's on the agenda? And then Mr. King then canceled the next Ethics and Accountability Board meeting because he's decided we've already had 2 this month. And there was special meetings that I guess he called them. And now that he didn't call 2 special meetings, he done decided.
What number, Jessica?
We can cancel the next meeting. Let me see. Can you put the number in?
Why don't y'all make a motion to
893-0107. Why
don't somebody make a motion to hold the elections?
Because we don't get a chance because they hold.
You can just go in there. I'd like to make a motion to.
Because he canceled the meeting because the last time we mentioned it in the meeting.
It's going to be March.
I know it. And listen to what I'm saying. We let him know we knew he had overstayed his stay. So when we brought it to him in an open meeting and asked about it, Patrick, Julian, asked about it in the last meeting. Suddenly the next meeting canceled all of a sudden. Because we done had 2 this month already. Okay. He done decided that all on his own. He ain't send no email out. This gonna happen. Okay, this is what happens on the Ethics and Accountability Board. Mr. King just decides, and he might talk to Trishelle. He might talk to Biggie and Lil Kim. Or whatever. And maybe if I don't know who else he talking to, but I don't get no correspondence from him. He just do this stuff. We don't vote on it. And then when we do vote on it, if he don't like the vote, then he Well, I got to see and I got to talk to, because I got a friend, and I just found out I've been lied to all year long. That's been every time I look up, somebody ain't been telling the truth. Look here. Look.
Man, look, all you got to do is get caught in one lie for me. I wouldn't
Man,
even go talk to
and
the
he
man,
but
he
then
wanted
he
to talk to
then
me.
he try to pretend like he don't quite understand, and he got tricked. Then he switched side. Then he remix it. I'm
It ain't
tired of
even got
that.
to. It
I'm
ain't even
tired of
got to
that.
be a lie for me. It just got to be. I can't agree with. I'm telling you, like, I'm not finna go down there talking to no mayor, and I don't know. You got all these questionable acts going on. I ain't got no time for that. I don't even know if you lied. I just ain't got time to figure it out. No.
Okay,
Forget all
Dominique
that.
says
Ain't
some
it time to
votes were
go?
not registered voters from the other ward and duplicates. That's what Sherry Allen said. She said Dominique said that. So we'll see. We'll see. She could. I guess we can keep doing it. Let me see. Mr. King with this too. Yep, and standing on. Yep. Laquita, I agree. Hello, good people. You are telling me that the signatures didn't pass? Yes, that's what we're telling you, Mr. Allen. Nope, the recall from Miss Liddell. So do another recall. Maybe that's what's going to happen. But we no need to keep recalling her when the city or the county or whoever handles this can't even tell you what her ward is and who she's serving. Okay, that's the disgusting part. Who is she representing if you don't know where her boundaries are? And she ain't found that out yet. Nobody knows yet. So is she really servicing these people? If you don't even know who you're supposed to be taking care of, how can you take care of them?
Speaking of, I think the people in the first ward taxes should be frozen for the
Yeah,
first 90
freeze the
days.
taxes. I shouldn't be paying for nothing.
For
I
the
ain't got
first
no
90 days.
representation. She about to be a bull in that next
Oh,
meeting.
she about to show
Oh,
her
she finna
ass.
show her. What she finna? She gonna be getting up out
Yeah.
her seat, coming off, hauling off, firing on people in a minute.
That's
Y'all
exactly what she
thought,
gonna do.
y'all thought
She go start slapping
she
people.
put the police, they was throwing people out.
They finna put that Billy Club on them,
You
ain't
see,
she?
she threw Art out.
Uh-huh.
But I think she putting the police in a bad situation because I was, like I said, and don't get me wrong, I don't go with them like that.
Right.
But when I was sitting up there talking, you had something be like, man, we not here for this. And I'm
Some of
gonna
the
go.
police?
Yeah, they like, man. Then you had two to be them two arrogant ones that came. But if you go see the other ones that was up there, they be like, man, we not with this, man. But it's just how Candace and Liddell is doing this is getting crazy.
He trying to be a politician.
Man, I don't know who gonna let him represent them because he can't hold his train of thought from minute to minute.
No, Billy's still on the board, Dollar Bill.
Well, they not allowing her to participate though because these people, Miss Billy spoke out. They targeted her job, had somebody call her job. Now her job talking about how do this benefit us, and she should have a right for public service. I'm thinking she probably need to sue her job because you was letting me do it until these politicians called. You didn't have a problem with it till she got on Liddell.
How is the mayor in all these different? How is his hands and all this different stuff? That's what I'm trying to figure out. How is his hands?
Candace Matthews. She said, "Get in touch with." Who I know that name. Who is Candace Matthews?
A lot of people with no backbone. It's a lot of people that just want to suck up to somebody, and it's a lot of people with a handout, looking for a handout. To me, just me personally, and this is just me. Don't fault me for saying this, but the mayor. Just the position. He's just a person. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't no whoop-de-doo to go down there and meet.
Right. Matthews is the one lady that went to the Texas. Remember when she went to their council?
Candace Matthews?
Yeah, that's what they telling you to get in contact. She the one who went there and called
Candace
them
cut up at the last Monday.
Man, she did.
And they were talking about the little boy hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably told him we ain't gonna let it go up there. We gonna do this. We gonna do it. Okay. The mayor in Illinois got in trouble for using police as her personal security. The mayor in Illinois. Dalton. We talked about her in Dalton.
But man, well, one of them dudes.
But this my thing. This my thing with the police. All of them need to be fired. If you ain't got sense enough to know not to break the law because somebody told you to, that's like a little kid committing a crime, talking about she told me to do it, or cussing in school, talking about the person sitting next to him told him to do it. What kind of police is you?
But one dude had 300 some odd hours of overtime in one pay period, though.
God, it ain't even that
His
many
check
hours
was-
in a week.
It was like 30 hours short of how many hours. This 360 hours somebody in the week. He had 330.
Oh, it's how many hours is it in a week?
I think it's 360.
Because it's 24 hours in a day. Now, hold on.
Wait a
No. It's only 24 hours. So that's 100 hours. That's but about 175, and that's under 175 hours. It ain't even no 300 hours in no 1 week. But that must be a double check then. He must be bi-weekly. Bi-weekly. So let me see. So that's 1, 2. So that's about 350 hours roughly.
330.
And so he got paid 300 and what hours?
His check was. They said his check was $13,000 for 2 weeks. I've been following the whole Dalton thing for a while.
Yeah, I've been checking.
I've been following it for a while. So did you know that they police car is about to get repoed?
Good.
They got $76,000.
And let they asses walk to a crime then, fool, since you listening to her breaking the law.
No, but she not hurt who paid the bill, the appropriations or whatever it is, they ain't paying the bill.
Okay, but why should they when the mayor is a rogue, when she stealing and corrupt and she thinking she a mob leader and all this? I might as well. If she's stealing, I might as well steal too. That's what they say. Because guess who's gonna be in trouble?
All of them.
But her the most of it gonna fall on her.
Then the man said,
"Oh, she go to jail." That's what she get. I don't care because she black. You acting like you ain't black. So when they lock you up, because if you was white, you'd only get about 3-4 years, man. But she might not come home.
The dude said, this is the stuff we know about. The stuff that we don't know about.
Lock up.
Gonna blow your wig back.
Lock up. I don't care what color you is. If you're stealing from your community doing this type of thing, Donald Trump, Lil Tiffany, lock them up. Lock them up. Wait a minute, her administration going down harder than her. Yeah, well, they gonna give her up. They gonna throw it all back on her. Don't worry. They gonna make sure she get the most time because everybody gonna blame her. As they should.
But she was a good city councilwoman before when she came in
there.
She
she played the game so she can get in a position to steal. Oh, they voted yesterday for her to be investigated. Let's get into the good part. Nearly trying to get ghosts before the feds come and leaving them to the fab dummies with the crime. Oh, he trying to walk off and leave the city council.
Oh, most
Nearly
definitely
trying to get
Anthony Eccles.
Renee said she following him too.
Check out Greg Marcel Dixon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm hip to him. I know he's in South Carolina. I was watching him. I got
on the reparations campaign for Black Americans. That's right.
Yeah, I got him.
We're gonna get reparations the same time they give us the water crisis money.
They said Godzilla gonna get passed around so easy. Yup, good. She thought she was untouchable. She did think she doing all that mess. Remember I told you all about Greg Marcel Dixon.
Yeah,
did you do your research on him? I didn't. I'm gonna have to check that out.
It.
It's time to shut it down.
Yeah.
Okay, we done went over. We done talked about what time is it? Let me see.
6:15.
Oh, we done went over 15 minutes. Okay, well, it's been real. Y'all, I done snapped this segment. But anyway.
Oh, I gotta say this too. Miss Bev German chocolate cake was the bomb.
Okay, now Miss Bev been doing that. She loves singing and dancing.
She made me want
to be singing. I'm locked up. And they won't let me out. They crazy. Go ahead. Say what you got to say.
Y'all know we finna go in campaign mode. So if y'all want to help volunteer, if y'all want to help be on the campaign, inbox me. I know my sister, she might be on here too. Inbox her too, but I'm just saying inbox me. So I'm gonna just throw that out there. I ain't doing too much just yet because we ain't turned up yet, but it's April right around the corner. That's the filing date. So
North Carolina.
Get ready to turn it up a notch, and
I love
need some help.
Too, thanks.
But then peace, family.
All right, y'all.